All right. Hello. Welcome to my tube, my tiny little tube. My name is Margie. I'm Heyoka. Empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Today I feel pretty good. I had a very interesting Heritage Day. Heritage Day. I looked that up. I looked up heritage. Did I get a picture of it? I took a lot of screenshots today. It's a holiday observed by this nation. It's a couple different versions of a holiday, regardless of how you look at it, whatever. It's an occasion for people to get together, come together, and catch up. Anyway, so my day started out on a Facebook page, and because I never looked at much at mom's side of the mom's looked at mom's adopted parents much, because well, she was adopted, and I never really felt connected, because they always lived in states far away. We were in California, and they were always in Arizona and stuff. So today it was on my heart to look it up, or on there, because there's these Facebook pages that I'm a part of, and this one is Abandoned History, Landscape, and Wildlife of New Mexico. And so what I wrote, I said, my grandfather is from New Mexico, Robert Stinson Yoakum. I'm looking for history about him. I understand at some point he was a mayor and he owned a grocery store. So it was really cool because, like, I don't know, like 30 people chimed in. And this one woman in particular, Karen, I am especially appreciative of her because she went into Ancestry. See, because Mom, we didn't share DNA. So there was never that connection, but I didn't think, because I don't have my Ancestry full membership. I've had it before, but I didn't look. I think I looked up her mom, but I don't think I looked up him. But this woman, Karen, found all kinds of stuff about Robert Stinson Yoakum. And it's weird because the astrology has been talking, well, now we're in Sagittarius season, but we just got done with Scorpio season, and that is where a lot of reveals happen. And, energy ebb and flows. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late. We don't matter, when it's going to show up in your life, but truth's being revealed. And I actually sent me a story that anyway, but I got to share with Mom stories today that she never knew about her father, Robert, and that's really cool. And I'm just gonna read. There was an accident back in Portales. And Portales, am I saying it right?
Portales, New Mexico.
Yeah, that's where he was from. So check this out about your grandfather, Ma. About Robert's dad. Okay, so the article, Victims All of Portales. Miss L.E. Giles, 5-year-old son, and R.L. Yoakum are dead. This is how they used to write back in the early 1900s. And then the next line, this is a trip, man. The next line, it says child decapitated. Yoakum car, driven by the woman, struck corner of truck. Drive carefully. It's just wild how they word it, Glaring headlights and speed on the highway took a toll of 3 lives near here at 10 o'clock last night when a passenger car crashed into a truck and turned over several times. You know what's weird about that, Mom?
What?
Is that there is a car turnover story with my grandmother and her sisters on their way out to California, I believe. And Grandma's sister Judy, I believe it was Judy, got her arm was out the window, and when the car slid, it freaking cut off her arm. So isn't that wild how it's on both sides? That's a trip. Anyway, Mrs. L.E. Giles, 30 of Portales, and her 5-year-old son Jimmy and R.L. Yoakum, 51, Portales businessman, were all killed. So that's how your grandfather lost his dad. Your dad lost his dad when he was 51. So yeah, and the mother and son were killed instantly. Yoakum died at the Portales hospital at 6 o'clock this morning. But then this is what it says about him. I'm not going to read about the child, but Yoakum, a pioneer. Yoakum, a pioneer businessman of Portales, formerly operated a grocery store, but recently had been running an electrical appliance shop. He is survived by his widow and 6 children. They are Mrs. Doug Wallace, employee of the gas company of New Mexico in Clovis. Mrs. Chester Hobbs of Portales, all these people. Mrs. Wesley Little of Brandy, Texas. Carly Stinson, Lucy Faye, Yoakum of Portales. Yoakum, who had been in Clovis on business late yesterday, was taking Mrs. Giles and her children back to Portales. Mrs. Giles had attended the Young and Autry livestock sale here yesterday, where she had planned to dispose of some livestock. The accident took place 8 miles out of Clovis on the South Highway. Isn't that wild, Mom?
Yeah.
And then something else that she found. This was really interesting. This lady's good. I wonder if she knows. Yeah. Oh, this was pretty cool, because we even have, it might not, I don't know, heritage. I think about heritage. So this is the stuff that I've gotten from people that I'm from. Well, mom's side isn't blood, but grandma's side has a pretty, or dad's side has a pretty remarkable story with the women and what they've accomplished to keep their families together. But Army inducts 18 Eddy County youths. Eddy County youths were ordered to report for duty at Fort Bliss after successfully completing their physical examinations by Army doctors, the Selective Service Board announced today. They included, and then they named all these people: Eduardo Lopez. I can't. There says, because there's a viewful page and it's blocking out. But right there at the bottom, Robert Stinson Yoakum, World War II veteran. His flag's right over there.
Where?
Right there on top of the speaker.
Oh, man.
He was designated as acting corporal in charge. And Robert Stinson Yoakum. Yoakum was designated as acting corporal in charge of the group for the trip to Fort Bliss. Isn't that kind of cool, Ma?
Yeah, it is. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. This Karen lady really. And then there's like, I mean, she even found his 214 from the military.
No kidding.
Yeah. On your birth certificate, it says he was born in Mora, New Mexico, and I think he was down in Dora, which is down by Las Cruces, down the south.
I'm not familiar with any of that.
Yeah, so, that's kind of neat. Anyway, we had a pretty decent day. I went down to the coffee shop today. It was closed, of course, but I had some buddies that were stopped in down there, have a quick, brief safety meeting, and And there's this fella there, and I'd seen him there before. I've seen him around a time or two. I can't remember his name, though. I should introduce myself again, even if I already did it. I'll introduce myself to the same person 4 times till I get their name. It's not them, it's me. Sometimes I'm thinking about other stuff when they say their name, and I'm not paying attention. So, anyway, I don't have it. It's in the car, but when I got there, he and this other kid, Jess, they were exchanging. They like looking at rocks. I'm like, I love looking at rocks too. And so he busts out. He had a little piece of obsidian that someone like made a little itty bitty arrowhead out of it. They were forming, right. I was like, oh, that's obsidian. He's like, yeah. And then we hung out. I was there for about 10-20 minutes or so, and everybody was going on about their way. And so when I backed up and pulled out, he walked up to the car and he's like, here, and he held out his hand, and I held out my hand. He dropped the little piece of it. He gave me the arrowhead that he found, and that was freaking, because that's a freaking find, man. That's like treasure, dude. Yeah, and he gave it to me, and I was like, oh wow, thank you, man. I can put it in my my medicine bag here. I have a medicine bag that a dear friend sent to us with feathers, and I have a little sage stick in there. So I put it in there, and that was really a cool way to start the day. And then got to talk to my niece, Miss Sabrina. I got to sing her happy birthday and let her know that when she's almost 50, she can be silly too. She's silly. She's a silly girl. I'm like, that's all right. Silly girls are fun. We're fun. Yeah. So today's her birthday. She's 7, and I tried so hard to get closer to them, man. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Could not find any place in California. I wanted to so bad. I wanted to be able to freaking, do birthday photo shoots and, do all the fun, corny little girl stuff that I never did when I was a little girl. But they and I got to tell her a story about how when I work, because she loves animals, and she for a week for her birthday they got to go to the aquarium down in Monterey and see all the animals and stuff, and she loves it, and I love critters too a lot, and I got to share with her a quick story about how when I worked at Creighton Hospital, they were buddies with the Omaha Zoo. And they would bring the tiger, or they would bring animals after hours in to use our MRI machines and cat scans for the tiger. Get it? Cat scan. Anyway, it was one time it was the tiger, and another time it was a sea tortoise that had like the eggs were stuck or something. So they had to get an image of that. So that tiger walked by, man, and I just remember, I didn't look at nothing else. I just remember looking at its paw and just like imagining the force, because its paw was bigger than my head. And it was just ginormous. It was asleep, of course. It was dosed and out. It was knocked out, of course. But because I was in the IT department, so I stuck around to make sure that everything ran smooth, because it was after hours, and so watching them go by on the gurney, I was just kind of whoo. I was less enthralled with the sea tortoise, but it's still pretty cool. But anyway, so that was neat. Anyway, all in all, today's been I made some pretty good cookies today. Yeah, some nice cookies. I baked some chicken. We had some chicken in the oven. We're just going to do chicken and rice. I'm like, Mom, what do you want over, I always give her options. I think that's why she still likes to gauge so much, is because I give her options every day. Lots of options, It's nice to be able to choose from things, huh, Mom?
Yes,
Instead of just like, take what you get. Take what you get, be happy about it, It's better, Mommy. Would you want? You want this? You want this, or you want this? And she opted with the chicken and rice, so we're gonna do that. And chicken's done in the oven. Rice is about ready to. It's probably done now. I'll just mix it all together. Throw in a can of cream of chicken and call it good, huh, Ma?
Right.
There was a store open. I could have stopped. It was awful busy, though. It's like, it was open yesterday. It'll be open tomorrow. But it was, for some reason, on a day that you would think it would be closed, it was exceptionally busy. Isn't that weird how people work?
Yeah.
Anyway. What else happened? We're always pretty much great. We do a pretty good job at maintaining our level of gratitude around here. And when it does slip, when I don't have it, my attitude definitely is affected. I can recognize pretty quick what the remedy is, what I need to do to adjust. Anytime I have a bad attitude, it's usually I'm not focusing on what I need to be grateful for all that I have to be grateful for. More often than not, we are in the attitude and vibrational frequency of gratitude here on a regular basis. Because Mom's always she's always seeing something, and something's reminding her to be grateful. Whether we watch House and she sees a case and, oh man, we're very healthy, we need to be grateful. Or we're watching I don't know, whatever show, whatever it is, but she's often reminds me how to do it. So, what? Mom's birthday's coming up. 3 days. I know today's a hard day for a lot of people. I know somebody. I remember when I worked at Chevy's. Debbie T. She passed away a few years back. She was the bartender for years and years there at Chevy's, long time, and I remember going up to the bar and she's like, Marge, when's your birthday? And I was like, April 9th. And she's like, oh, that was the day my mother died. She's just like, her face went stone cold, right? So today's my niece's birthday, and somebody else I know about and I care about a lot. Her heart, she always has her heart hurts because she lost her best friend 2 years ago today. It's been 2 years. They were together 40-something years. They're one of those, they were the kind of couple, from what I gather, that it's like, gives me hope. You know what I mean? I always wanted to just be in a relationship like my whole life. Like, I just wanted to meet my penguin or my lobster or my whatever and just be like, okay, let's just have fun for all times. Evidently, it's not as easy as those little creatures make it look. Anyway, so I don't know. I look at everything as puzzles, and relationships are like puzzles, and they're hard for me. They're hard for me. People are hard for me. But that's all. Nobody's ever perfect at nothing, though, huh, Mom? Right? Like me making those chicken enchiladas that didn't turn out rad. I didn't like them, man. I didn't like them, but I was telling Mr. Iskey today when I talked to him earlier, I was like, yeah, I can't, everything I make can't be freaking wonderful. Ain't nothing 100%, so I gotta freaking, tank it every now and again, and it's not like it was crappy, but it just, I had an idea of what my mouth wanted, and it didn't measure up, so damn it. My craving is still there. Oh well. At least we got enough food. Right?
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy. Artie's even laying on the floor right there. I don't know if I've ever seen him lay on the floor right there. That's not a place that Artie lays. We got Tucker over here, Benny over here. Luna's got the kennel. Stan Lee's back in the room. Tango and Gray Kitty were on the porch. I gotta come up with something better than Gray Kitty because there's like 6 Gray Kitties. I was calling him Skit because he's skittish. He was skittish. He gets, yeah, so I was calling him Skit because he's very animated too, like a, skit, multi. Then he could be like the little gray Skittle. But there was a gray Skittle. Hi, Margo. Good to see ya. Yeah. Our heart is full, man. Every year I get with Mom, it's like, it ain't been easy. She's pretty healthy, though, huh, Mom?
Yes, I am.
It's all those apples you eat every day, right? And those dumbbells we've been lifting. We've been lifting weights, right? Staying on top of it. So every year, and Mom's gonna be 71 in 3 days, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe today is the day we don't eat dessert. We've been eating. I'm trying not to eat too much sugar, but we've been celebrating her birthday, so I got a few of these different small, like, little cakes, cupcakes, little sample, like tiny ones. And so we've been eating that. But we got that piece of pumpkin pie left. We got to finish that, right? We can't leave it in the fridge to go spoil. Got to finish the pumpkin pie, right? No?
You can finish it.
You don't want no pumpkin pie?
That's a lot to eat.
A piece of pumpkin pie?
When
You got chicken and rice you got to eat first. Are you hungry?
Oh, I knew you were going through this. I'm going, I can't.
Mom hasn't had much of an appetite lately.
I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to go through that. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's that whiny thing that I love. I hate the whining. Anyway, that's about all I got for now. I hope, I think I'm going to send this story to Karen. Yeah, I think I'll send it to Karen. That was really cool. She posted a bunch of stuff.
What did you post?
Bunch of stuff about your dad, Robert Stinson Yoakum.
Really?
Yeah, and I guess on Mom's side, from what I've heard, Mom's mom, your adopted mom, Margaret, Irene Kelly, she was from Colorado, and then her mom had one of those boarding schools.
I didn't know that.
I remember you telling me bits and pieces about the boarding schools that she had, and that she was very stern. She was a very stern grandmother.
Yeah.
I think she was one of those people that did weird things. Like, anyway. Yeah. That we're hearing about now. About how, these things that don't exist, but people have acted outwardly and prospered and profited and advanced in life by doing weird, gross shit. But anyway. Since it's an attitude of gratitude, extra special, we don't need to talk about nothing low vibey today. You keep it high vibe. Anyway, it was a good day. We've done it up a couple times, but I don't know, just something about it. About now, since we found out our heritage is indigenous to America. I had to look that up.
What does that mean, indigenous to America?
Indigenous to America? Well, I looked up heritage. Let's see if because that's what I talked about, because today's Heritage Day. Because a lot of us are like, dude, these people came over, there are all these people living on this land, and then these other people came over and said, hi, how's it doing? Killed a bunch of us. Started living on this land. We're like, what the fuck? And then, we don't speak their language. They started taking like the kids, cutting their hair, putting them in school, taking them out of everything that they knew for their own good, and put them in orphan and just tried to, you know, mold and change and get them to act and did all this crap, and then want us to be happy, want us to be happy about it. And what do we got left? Some fucking, I got nothing. I don't got no tribe. I don't have any tribe. There's no tribe that claims me. Or that would. I doubt. Nothing's claimed me yet. Oh well, I ain't tripping. So, we got some casinos left. That's what's left. You got some casinos. You know, you had all this land, but you got some casinos. And people here are very, very, very obedient. I'm surprised how much people have just rolled over. I mean, but in order for this country to get in the way that it's gotten, it's because people rolled over. But now maybe I'm finding out some stuff in my history. You know, maybe I'll run for some office one day. Yeah, maybe I'll be part of the change, you know, and ask the people of the community because I know where the people hang out that don't have places to live, and so I know where they go and where they hang out and stuff like that, and go where they are and ask them, hey, how do you want to live? What could you do to contribute to sustaining your community? You know, would you go dig in the dirt a couple hours every day for a roof over your head? You know, there's all kinds of viable solutions I got. Because I've seen the discrepancy in every system my whole entire life. I know what it's like to fall through the cracks. And the cracks of society are only getting wider. And we got to help each other out down here. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.